my wonderful viewers. Welcome to our favorite show, Moments with MJ. I am your host, MJ, and with me in the studio are two amazing guests we'll be hearing from over the next couple of minutes. One of which is a great media personality and an educationist, while the other a beauty and lifestyle entrepreneur. We are deeply honored to have them here with us to speak to us on the topic indecent dressing, a serious encroachment on our moral values. Of course, we are aware that the rate of indecent dressing, especially amongst our younger folks, have been really alarming. Therefore, this topic will be teaching us the dangers on indecent dressing, the benefits of being modest, as well as to bring back our moral values. Before we continue this show, we would love to go on a quick break. Please stay with us. Staying with us. And in the studio, we have Mr. Wisdom Oroga and Miss Marvelous Ukwe. Now to Miss Marvelous, what do you consider as indecent dressing?
Okay, another word we could use for indecent dressing is dressing to kill.
Wow.
Okay, so this is something that is actually rampant in public institutions, polytechnics, colleges, and what have you. But in our today time, you could see that it's actually something that is now common to everybody. It's no longer situated to maybe educated persons only. Okay, so indecent dressing actually means a purposeful act, a deliberate act of exposing one's body. Yeah, of exposing your body for people to see.
Thank you very much. So it's a deliberate act in exposing your body. So you have to be very deliberate about your dressing.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Mr. Wisdom, this word indecent dressing, is it something we can consider a crime? Because Miss Marvelous just told us that it's a deliberate act. So is it something that we can consider a crime?
All right, thank you very much for that question. I think the word crime is a very big word in this context, just like somebody that committed a crime of murder.
Yeah.
I think indecent dressing cannot be termed a crime in this regard. I think I love your definition, like the deliberate act of dressing to kill. Intentionality matters in indecent dressing, because when we look at the primordial times, talk about the pre-colonial African society. I think there are communities that never wore top. Their women go topless. Their breasts and sensitive part of their bodies, are visible for everybody to see. But then it wasn't considered as indecent dressing because it was part of culture. Of course, we know the primary definition of culture as people's ways of life, of which dressing is part of it. So, coming back to what you have said, I think it's not a crime. It's just what I call moral decadence in the society. So it cannot be a crime, just part of moral decadence. And I think it can be called, like you talk about being deliberate about being positive and impactful to your society through your dressing.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful answer. Since people are deliberate about this indecent dressing, then definitely there must be motives. It's not really embodied in just male folks, it's also in females. So I want to know, Miss Marvelous, what do you think are the motives that females, that makes females to be indecent in their dressing? Do we have any reasons why they do that?
Sure, there are reasons to everything that a man does in life. Okay, so narrowing it down to women and their reasons for going naked, if you permit me to say that. I think one of the major reasons is lack of self-esteem, because if you see yourself as important and you value yourself, you wouldn't want to expose your sensitive body parts for everyone to see. Okay, these ladies, they don't have self-confidence, so they feel they have to project extra attention to themselves.
Yeah.
So they tend to go extra miles by opening sensitive parts and dressing to kill, like I
Yeah.
said before. So lack of self-confidence, yes.
Lack of self-confidence. So, so when you're not confident about yourself, you are definitely not going to be aware of what you're wearing. Well, that's fine. Thank you so much for that beautiful answer.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I'm a female, so our guest female has already answered.
Yeah.
So is there any are there any motives in among the male folks that we should be aware of?
I think major motive is to have that kind of sense of belonging, especially youthful exuberance. You get to a point in your life, you peer pressure influences. You need to wear a certain kind of dressing to feel the big boy swag.
Yes.
The sense
Yeah.
of belonging. I think that is one of the major reasons young boys, males, indulge in this interest. But I must say, for them, it's something that gives them joy and happiness. And oftentimes, most of them have run into trouble because of the way they dress. I feel there's nothing too positive about the negative dressing and this.
I also believe that the reason why the male and female folks go into indecent dressing, like they are not conscious of what they wear, it's probably because of peer pressures.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing my mates putting on something,
Exactly.
then I must put it on. So when I get
Yeah.
to the market, I want to get exactly what my friend is wearing.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer considering who I am
Yes.
or the kind of thing that I have to put on.
Yeah.
I'm no longer considering my family background and all of that. It's just what my friend is putting on, and I want to be like him or her. So I think peer pressure is also a factor that makes people not conscious of their dressing. Now, I feel there should be consequences actually, especially in fact it's from both genders. The consequences of being indecent in their dressing.
Yeah.
Is there any that we should be aware of? Miss Marvelous?
Okay, I could remember saying earlier that most of these ladies, they dress to kill, to attract people,
Yeah.
and I want to narrow it down to attracting men. Actually,
Yeah.
okay, they feel when they are naked, kind of men tend to notice them more, especially rich guys and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
Now, to the consequence, most times they fall into the hands of kidnappers and ritualists because uh, a guy with a flashy car, I mean, would just stop and hello, fine lady, and all of that. So they fall prey to stuff like that, and they get kidnapped,
True.
and they are used for money rituals and what have you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Wisdom, let's hear
In
from you.
addition to what she has said from the male perspective, I think most of the what would I call harassment and assaults from police officers are specifically based on indecent dressing. You see,
Yes.
a fine boy, probably
Yes.
an engineering student or a software engineer, hardware engineer doing great job at the IT scene, but indecently dressed with his laptop. You just take him for a fraudster.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
cybercrime,
that's true.
yeah.
it's portrayed just like the popular cliche that you are seen or are dressed the way you dress. I think
Exactly.
it's just a consequence of indecent dressing.
Yes.
People get arrested, people get assaulted on the street because they are not well dressed. So those are the consequences. I've seen cases where somebody stole phone, in an event,
Yeah.
and instead of looking at somebody putting on suits and dressing properly, everybody concentrated on the guy, and it wasn't the guy that actually stole the phone. So he
Wow.
was beaten blue black. So those are the consequences.
Yeah.
If you don't dress properly, all the wrong indications, all the wrong,
Will be
finger
narrowed
pointing
to you.
ascribe to that
will be-
person.
will be
Yeah,
narrowed to
Exactly.
you. So there's nothing like differentiating yourself. It's not like being properly dressed. Like we
Yeah.
talk about intentionality in dressing, is very, very key. You see ladies go to the market, you see a top that is fine and covers your cleavages
Yeah.
and covers your body. You will leave that and take the one that shows the body. So
Yeah, exactly.
what are you expecting members of the society to take?
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody would take such a lady seriously for
Yeah.
anything serious in life. So it's just the consequences of those things.
Yeah. And I think it can also lead to rape among the female.
Of course.
Dressing to kill, just like our guest speaker Ms.
Yeah.
Marvelous said. you dress to kill, you don't even know the consequences of it.
Of course.
So there are a lot of young ladies that have been raped because of their indecent
Yeah.
dressing.
Yeah.
That's so nice. So is there any solution? I would oblige that we tell our viewers if there is any solution, like a way to curb this indecent dressing. I mean, it's something that a lot of persons have been placing emphasis on,
Yeah.
and it seems that it still continues. So it's something that we should continue to say so that people will continue to hear it, and on the long run, probably persons will make adjustments. So it's good that we say it again. If there's any solutions, please can you prefer Miss Marvelous?
Okay. I think this show actually it's a very very good way of projecting the essence of decent dressing
Yeah.
to the society. So shows like this should be sponsored. Actually, it should be um, sponsored, like I said, and showcased more, projected to the public, so that it gets to a wider audience, so they can see the ills of indecent dressing, and then
Yeah.
maybe curb the act of indecent dressing and switch over to dressing decently.
Yeah.
Yes. And in addition to what you have said, I think society has a very big role to play. I discovered lately that we, members of the society, we always project negative values in the society. We
Yeah.
applaud negative vibes from our young ones. I know of so many persons who, parents whose children are into fraudulent activities, and from there, they buy them cars, they build houses for them, and they don't even question their source of wealth. So
Exactly.
it's a very negative thing that we need to correct. So society has a role to play in
Yeah.
terms of cautioning indecency in
Yes.
society.
Yeah.
Not applauding wrong and negative moral values in the society. I think this will also help religious associations and
Yeah.
organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should do more too. I know churches where even if you are not well dressed, the pastors
Yeah.
don't
Exactly.
Exactly.
quote the
Exactly.
book of Samuel, that God does not look inwardly,
Yeah.
outwardly,
Yeah.
that He focuses inwardly. I think wherever a man, I don't know how it's said again, that
As a man
out of
thinketh,
out of the
so
abundance
he-
of the heart.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just something that we need to do. Everybody has to
The
pick up and
collective
do
work.
the collective
Yeah.
work, like you said, collective responsibility from both stakeholders, media practitioners, like you pointed out,
Yeah.
and everyone from home. Charity begins at home. Teach your children
Exactly.
how to dress
Exactly.
and teach them the positive, values that goes with decent dressing. I
Yeah.
didn't say you should just get them how to dress like Mary Amaka vibe. I mean, that's my
Yeah.
decent, but I think
Yeah.
something that goes with the trend in the society and it still makes sense.
Okay, thank you so much. Guest speaker, Mr. Wisdom rightly said, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I feel that parents have a greater role to play, because you can't just watch your children dress half naked and then they are going out and then you're just looking at them.
Yeah.
So you as a parent should be able to discipline your children enough to make them know the right way to dress and the wrong way to dress,
Yeah.
and then we leave the rest for the society.
Yeah.
So we should know how to discipline our children,
Yeah.
actually.
Of course.
And again, parents, the way that they dress, I see even the older folks, especially women, dressing in some kind of
Especially
ways,
those
as if
they
they
take
are,
as
as
role
if,
models,
as if they are not married, and
Yeah.
all that. I'm not saying this, like Mary Amaka dressing like he said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but at least when you're dressing well as a parent, your children should be able to, cultivate that habit also. So to our guest speakers, there is this saying that I think there is this young lady that told me the other time. She was like, the way I dress is nobody's business.
Okay.
So I was like, really? Wow. So you don't have a good background, or is there no one telling you that what you're wearing is bad? So I just allowed her be. So is there anything you can tell our audiences about probably the benefit of being modest in dressing?
So start with ladies.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, there is actually a benefit of dressing very well, because actually there's this cliche that says you are dressed the way you
The way
dress,
you-
right?
yeah,
So I think the way we dress projects our mindsets, our level of maturity, and our personality actually. So you could actually tell from someone's appearance who the person is and how mature they are in their minds.
Yeah.
So I think 100% you should be cautious about what you wear, how you appear, because you're actually projecting your personality and who you are to
Yeah.
whoever that is seeing you and seeing your outfit. So I think
I would like to I would like to agree by disagreeing with the point you made. I think there is an issue that needs to be touched on this program. That is the issue of enslaving our mindset when it comes to dressing. I will explain what I mean. Now, I've seen a couple of cases where people go for job interviews and they are rejected outrightly because they are not putting on suits. All right. I think this is an African setting. We should get to a point where we understand that we need to develop our own dressing system. We need to, be proud of our own culture. A point where people can wear Ankara to office and it will be accepted. I used to tell people that the white man that convinced us to wear suit wears that same suit to office. He wears that same suit to burial ceremony. He wears that same suit to wedding ceremony. He wears that same suit to party. And he wears that to every event. But here in Africa, because we are confused,
yeah.
tomorrow we wear Ankara to church. Next tomorrow we wear suit to church. The other day we wear jeans and top. It's so confusing that even in the official environment, if you some official environment on Thursday they wear JC, on Friday they wear Ankara, on Monday they wear suit. We are so confused. You see, this is about 60 something years after independence. I think we should get to a level where we begin to decolonize our mind, like Ndugu Achongo wrote about decolonizing the mind, and Chinwez also wrote towards the decolonization of African literature. These are issues that we need to put in place.
Yeah.
Let's put African culture, let's put African way of dressing at the forefront. In as much as we are talking about decent dressing, you can still dress in the African way and dress properly.
I agree totally with you.
This is
That's true.
a climate that is very hot, so you can't be clean yourself with suits
Suit and tie.
in the environment where you can dress freely and still be okay. So these are the issues that we should look at. I've seen so many lecturers and professors turn down students at the final defense because they feel that they didn't wear suits. You don't measure the intellectuality, the competency of individual by putting on suits or not. So those are the issues that we should look at. I'm not saying that we should dress decently, but you can still dress African and still dress decent.
Okay, I'm sorry. I would want to add. Okay. I did not necessarily say we should dress the white man's way, though. Okay, I could remember I mentioned earlier that we don't have to expose our body parts.
Very nice.
So I think we should be concerned about covering ourselves totally. So whether be it the Western culture pattern or African culture pattern, just make sure that you are properly covered and well dressed to appeal to the sight of the beholder. Positively, yes.
Okay. So they are encouraging us to imbibe our culture.
Yes.
Our cultural values.
Yes.
Actually. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was so nice having you in our studio. I am delighted. I've learned so much from this topic, and I believe our viewers have learned also. And I will be really glad to have you again in this studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. This is where we call it a wrap on our show today. I am really excited. I've learned a whole lot from today's topic, and I'm sure you, my viewers, have learned a whole lot as well. Remember, your dress sense tells a whole lot about you as an individual. So be an individual that your future self will be very proud of. In case you're joining us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Moments with MJ, on Facebook, Jenny Squill, and on Instagram, Jenny Moore. And until I come your way next time with another interesting and amazing topic, I remain your host, MJ. Thank you for watching.